All right. So you want to build one of those six-figure online businesses, huh? Well, we're diving deep into starting a six-figure business today. And let me tell you, this book doesn't mess around with those get-rich-quick schemes you see online.
Yeah, it's refreshing, actually. It acknowledges that easy money thing. We've all seen those ads, but this book's all about putting in the work, being strategic, and building something real.
Right. No magic buttons here.
Yeah.
But that actually got me more interested.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is serious. And speaking of serious, this book had some points that really jumped out at me. First off, these evergreen niches, wealth, health and fitness, personal development, we've got to dig into those.
Definitely.
Then there's this whole thing about targeted traffic. Apparently just getting tons of people to see your stuff isn't enough. It's about the right people.
Huge point. We'll get into that for sure.
Oh, and I almost forgot. There's this bit about a $10 expense that's supposed to be crucial to success. I'm not giving it away yet, but let's just say I bought it immediately after reading that chapter.
I did the exact same thing. Okay, but before we jump ahead, I think what really impressed me about this book was how it cuts through the hype. It acknowledges that passive income dream, sipping mojitos on a beach while the cash rolls in, but it's real about the effort involved. It takes commitment.
Yeah, no sitting back and watching the money roll in.
Mm-hmm.
Darn. But hey, at least we're prepared to work smart, right?
Absolutely. Work smarter, not just harder.
Love it. Okay, so let's talk about those evergreen niches. The book mentioned wealth, health and fitness, and personal development. I can kind of see why those would be popular, but what makes them evergreen?
It's all about consistent underlying demand. People are always, and I mean always, going to want to make more money, improve their health, and feel more fulfilled. These desires, they're just part of the human experience.
Okay, so it's not about chasing the latest trend. It's about tapping into something timeless.
Exactly.
Oh.
And because these desires are so fundamental, you've got a built-in audience.
Makes sense. And speaking of tapping into something, this book throws out a bunch of different business models with affiliate marketing, creating your own products, e-commerce. The list goes on. How do those tie into these evergreen niches?
That connection is crucial. In fact, the book actually argues that your choice of niche is more important than the specific business model itself.
Oh, interesting. So the niche is like the foundation.
And think of it like this. You could have the best fishing rod in the world, but if you're casting your line in a puddle, you're not going to catch anything.
Okay, I like where this is going. So our niche is like the fishing spot, and the business model is
the bait, or maybe even the type of fishing you're doing. Fly fishing versus deep sea fishing, totally different approaches.
Okay, you've got me hooked now, pun intended. Yeah. So what are some of the fishing methods, or rather business models this book recommends for reeling in those six-figure hauls?
Well, like you said, it covers a lot from affiliate marketing to creating your own products, e-commerce, dropshipping, freelancing, even self-publishing. There are tons of options, but maybe we should focus on a couple that might resonate with you based on what you've mentioned before.
Sounds good to me. Hit me with your best shot.
All right, let's start with affiliate marketing. This model's all about recommending other people's products or services and earning a commission when someone buys through your referral.
So instead of selling my own thing, I'm connecting people with awesome solutions and getting a cut.
Exactly. Imagine you found this amazing online course that taught you how to meditate, and now you sleep like a baby. Wouldn't you tell all your friends about it?
Oh, absolutely. Especially my friends who are always complaining about not sleeping, which is most of them.
Exactly. With affiliate marketing, you're doing that on a larger scale and actually getting rewarded for it.
Okay, I can see the appeal there. So what else you got?
Another model that might be up your alley is creating and selling your own digital products. We're talking online courses, ebooks, templates, workbooks, membership sites. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
So instead of promoting other people's online courses, like in the affiliate marketing example, I could create one based on my own knowledge.
Exactly. And that plays perfectly into those evergreen niches we talked about. What are you passionate about? What problems can you solve?
Good question. Well, I've always loved writing, and I'm no stranger to this whole online business world now. Maybe a course on starting a profitable blog or mastering social media marketing.
Now you're thinking. That lines up with your skills and taps into those evergreen niches. People are always searching for ways to build their online presence.
Okay, I'm seeing the potential here. But creating a whole course? That sounds like a lot of work. Is that something people actually have success with?
It definitely is. And this book actually lays out a roadmap for validating your course idea, structuring the content, marketing it effectively, and even pricing it strategically. But And this is important. It emphasizes that success doesn't just happen overnight.
Right, right. No magic buttons. We talked about this. It's about creating something valuable and getting it in front of the right people.
Exactly. And that's where that whole targeted traffic thing comes in. Which, speaking of, let's maybe unpack that a bit. Why isn't just getting a ton of traffic always the best strategy?
So we were talking about targeted traffic, why it's not just about getting a zillion eyeballs on your stuff, but the right eyeballs.
It's all about relevance, right? I mean, think about it. Let's say you're selling handmade dog collars. Would you rather have 10,000 people who've never even owned a goldfish visit your website, or 1,000 die-hard dog lovers who are obsessed with finding unique accessories for their furry friends?
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty easy choice. Give me the dog lovers any day.
Yeah.
But how do you actually get those targeted eyeballs? Is it all just expensive Facebook ads?
Not at all. This book goes through a whole bunch of different strategies, both free and paid, and some of them might surprise you.
Oh, like what?
Well, on the free side, you've got content marketing, video marketing, podcasts, even just using SEO the right way.
Yeah.
Then there's social media, building your email list, guest blogging. It's a pretty extensive list.
Okay, that's a lot to think about. Where do you even start with all that?
It can feel overwhelming, for sure. I think the key is to focus on the methods that really align with your strengths, your target audience, and what kind of business model you've chosen.
Okay, so it's about being strategic, not just trying to do everything at once.
Yeah.
So if I'm creating that online course about blogging, what would be a good way to start getting targeted traffic?
Content marketing would be huge for that. I mean, you're already creating content, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So think blog posts, maybe some cool infographics, even videos all about the ins and outs of blogging. You're giving away valuable information for free, showing people you know your stuff.
Right, so I'm building trust by proving I'm an expert. People see that I can actually help them.
Precisely. And then once they're hooked on your free content, you can lead them to something even more valuable, like that amazing course you're putting together.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But speaking of, I feel like having a professional-looking website is probably crucial for all of this, right?
Absolutely. The book actually emphasizes that even if you're mainly selling on platforms like Amazon or Etsy, having your own website makes you look way more legit and builds your brand.
Which brings me back to that $10 expense you mentioned earlier. That's got to be the domain name, right?
Bingo. Your domain name is your online address, and it's totally worth grabbing a custom one that really reflects your brand. It just looks so much more professional, and it's not even that expensive.
I mean, $10 for a professional online address, that's a no-brainer. Yeah. And then hosting is like renting the land your website sits on, right?
Perfect analogy. You need a hosting provider to store your website's files and make sure people can actually access it online 24/7. The book suggests finding a provider that's fast, reliable, and has awesome customer support because, let's face it, technical issues happen.
True that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our evergreen niche, we figured out our business model, we're building a website, cranking out killer content, maybe even growing our email list. It's starting to feel real, you know?
It is. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, there's something really important the book talks about that people often overlook when they're in that initial hustle of building a business.
Ooh, what's that? Don't leave me hanging.
Goal setting. And I'm not just talking about the surface level, I want to make 6 figures goals. This book goes deeper. It's about really digging into your why.
Ooh, I like where this is going. So it's like, even if you do hit 6 figures, what's the point if you're miserable or haven't really thought about what you're actually working towards?
Exactly. This book really hammers home the importance of aligning your business goals with your values, passions, even your vision for the future. What does success actually mean to you?
That's such a good point. It's so easy to get caught up in the numbers. How much money are you making? How many followers do you have? But without that deeper purpose, I can see how it would be easy to burn out or lose sight of what actually matters.
Totally. It's like that saying, money can't buy happiness. It can definitely make things easier, but it's not the be-all and end-all.
So how does the book recommend we tap into our why, then? I mean, it's kind of a big, abstract question when you really think about it.
It is, but the book suggests a pretty practical 2-pronged approach. First, you've got your SMART goals specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Oh, right, those. So instead of saying, I want to make more money, I'd say something like, I want to be making $10,000 a month for my online course by next year.
Exactly. It's about setting those crystal clear targets, something you can actually track and measure. And that's where the second part comes in, crafting a really strong why statement.
Okay, tell me more about this why statement. Is it like a mission statement for my life or
It can be similar, yeah, but it's more personal and tied directly to your business goals. So going back to that $10,000 per month goal, why is that number so important to you? What will hitting that target actually do for you?
So it's not just about the money itself, it's about what the money represents.
Exactly. Maybe hitting that income goal means you can finally quit your soul-sucking 9 to 5 and spend more time with your kids. Or maybe it means you can travel the world, finally write that novel you've been dreaming about, or give back to your community in a meaningful way.
Okay, I'm seeing the power in that. It's like having that North Star to guide you, especially when things get tough or you're feeling unmotivated.
Exactly. When you have a crystal clear understanding of your why, it's so much easier to stay focused on the big picture and push through those inevitable challenges. And that actually leads us to another crucial aspect of building a successful online business.
Oh, hit me. Okay, spill the tea. What's this crucial aspect we haven't covered yet?
Well, we've talked about finding those perfect fit customers, our target audience. But what about getting them to actually take action? You've got this amazing offer. How do you make sure it doesn't get lost in the noise?
Right. And I feel like we've mostly focused on those free traffic strategies so far. What about the paid stuff? Is that where things get really effective?
Paid traffic can definitely be a game changer, especially when you're just starting out and haven't had time to build a huge following organically. It's like that extra boost.
Music to my ears. So lay it on me. What are we talking about here? Facebook ads, those Instagram influencer things.
We're talking about all of that and more. This book goes deep on a bunch of different paid strategies, pay-per-click advertising, social media ads, even things like YouTube ads and native advertising, which can be really effective when done right.
Okay, I'm needing a little help with some of those. What exactly is pay-per-click advertising anyway? Is that what those ads at the top of Google searches are?
You got it. Those are usually PPC ads. Basically, you're bidding on certain keywords, so when someone searches for, say, best noise-canceling headphones for working from home, your ad pops up.
So you're basically paying to get in front of people who are already looking for what you offer.
Exactly. It's all about being super targeted. And the best part, you only pay when someone actually clicks on your ad.
Okay, I can see how that would be way more effective than just like throwing a billboard up in Times Square and hoping for the best. But what about those social media ads? They seem like a gamble. Sometimes they're relevant, but sometimes not so much.
It really comes down to how well you target them. Platforms like Facebook and Instagram, they have tons of data about their users' demographics, interests, what they buy, what they click on. You can get incredibly specific.
I mean, it's kind of creepy how much they know, but I get how that would be pure gold for advertisers.
Yeah.
So instead of everyone seeing my ad for like my blogging course, it'll only show up for people who are actually interested in that stuff.
Exactly. And the cool thing with social media ads is you can get creative video ads, carousels, those ads that show up in stories. It's about testing different approaches and seeing what sticks.
Man, testing. It's all about the data, isn't it?
Data is your friend. It tells you what's working, what's not, helps you make those strategic decisions.
Right. Okay, what else you got? You mentioned YouTube ads too, right? Is
Yeah.
that kind of the same as PPC, just on YouTube?
It's similar. You can target specific keywords, so your ad will play before or during videos that are relevant to your niche. So if someone's watching a tutorial on how to use Photoshop, boom, your ad for that graphic design course you're offering pops up.
Okay, so you're catching people right when they're in that learning mode, ready to absorb information. I like it. Now, what about that other one? Native advertising. That one always seemed kind of sneaky to me, not gonna lie.
I totally get it. It can feel that way, but native advertising, when it's done ethically, is more about blending in with the content, not being all in your face like those flashing banner ads we all hate.
Okay, so less buy my thing and more. Providing value while still promoting your business.
Exactly. It's about transparency. People should know it's sponsored content and relevance.
So it's more like those recommended articles sections you see at the bottom of some blog posts. Like if I'm reading about starting an online business, there might be a little blurb recommending this amazing podcast episode about, well, starting an online business.
Exactly. It's all about meeting people where they're at. Now, I know we've covered a ton of information today.
My brain is officially full.
And I'm sure our listeners feel the same way. But that's why I really appreciate how this book lays it all out in a clear, actionable way, especially that 30-day launch plan it talks about.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that. It's basically like a step-by-step roadmap for launching your online business, right?
It takes all this information and breaks it down into manageable steps, from choosing your niche to setting up your website, creating your first product, even those tricky things like figuring out pricing and marketing.
It's like having a business coach in your back pocket. Okay, so let's say things are going well. The launch was a success. We're starting to see some momentum. What about taking things to the next level? Scaling up, as they say.
This book has some great insights for that too. It talks about 3 key areas: outsourcing, analysis, and optimization, and then ramping up those content and paid traffic strategies we were just talking about.
Outsourcing makes sense. You can't do everything yourself forever.
Exactly. Bringing on some help like a VA or freelancers can free you up to focus on the things that really move the needle. And then there's analysis.
Data. Our old friend.
You gotta love it. Looking at the data, website traffic, social media engagement, all that good stuff tells you what's working and what's not. It's all about optimizing as you go.
So we're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks.
Yeah.
We're being strategic about it.
Exactly. And then finally, there's that ramping up phase, basically doubling down on what's already working.
So if those blog posts are bringing in tons of traffic, write more of those. If Facebook ads are converting like crazy, pump up that ad budget.
Exactly. Find those wins and then double down, triple down. Scale it up.
I love it. This has been so insightful. This book really does deliver on that promise of providing a roadmap to building a 6-figure online business.
It definitely does. But like we've been saying all along, knowledge without action, it's just information. It's in the doing that the magic happens.
So true. All right, to everyone listening, if you're ready to take action, if you're ready to turn that dream into a reality, what are you waiting for? Get out there, choose your niche, build your platform, create amazing content, and never, ever stop learning. It's a journey, but man, is it worth it.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's a wrap, everyone. Until next time, happy building.